Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Nitsa and today is our SuperCALafragalistic November roundup of all the CALs that I've been participating in for the month of November. Now for all of our new friends, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you hang around with us for a while because as I always say, we are a very fun, yarny group of crocheters here and everybody is welcome. Now every month for this whole year, so this is month 11 out of 12, I've been showcasing all of my CALs and the makes that I've made for them for the month that's just gone by. So today is the 1st of December 2024, so it's time to do the roundup. Now I have managed to keep up with the ones that I started with at the beginning of the year, and I've added a few more along the way, and of course our CALs that I've been hosting here at Coco's Crochet, I talk about those just a smidge as well. So there is never any order in the way that I present them to you. It's just the way that I've written them down on my clipboard. So let's get started because we have a few to get through and it is very, very exciting. Now, I have to start off by confessing and saying that the first two CALs that I'm going to show you are actually whips and future FOs, which I'm looking forward to because I was very, very ambitious this month and I did procrastinate slightly at the very beginning so that I could work out what I wanted to work on. And then when I eventually did land on something, it was a little bit, what will I say? Like they're huge projects, both of them, but I'm so excited to bring them to you. So the very, very first CAL is hosted by our friend Erin over at Crafting Kitty, and it's the Creator Spotlight. So what Erin does every single month, she highlights or showcases a creator. So generally they have a YouTube channel or a blog, or they sell their patterns through Ravelry or Etsy, or you can buy them in books. So basically it's a month for that creator to shine, and we get the opportunity to join in and create anything from what they have on offer, whether it be a free or paid for pattern. And for November, it was Bonnie Bay Crochet. Now, I'm sure that most of you have either made something from Bonnie Bay Crochet or you are very familiar with that channel because she is amazing. And what I'm going to show you is something that I've wanted to make for over 2 years, possibly even longer, maybe 3 years. And I have been looking at this pattern on and off, and it had been very intimidating for me at the very beginning. But then I thought, I'm just going to jump in. And what I'm referring to is this amazing pattern here, which I'm sure a lot of you have made. And if you have, please share with us. It is the Tree of Life Afghan. And there it is there. This is a free pattern on the Lime brand website. And this is the pattern that Bonnie Bay refers to in her tutorials, and they are beautiful tutorials. I have done exactly as she has said, and I have enlarged some of the charts, and you just work through it with her and then on your own, which is the beauty of having a written pattern and a video. So if you get stuck, she has a lot of hints and tips along the way. And I just want to show you how much I've done so far because this is a slow grow project. Yes, it is the tree of life, and it does grow very slowly because you predominantly use single crochets, and then you use, the back loop. Oh, I've got a mental block. Oh my goodness, I have to read the pattern because I just can't think of it. Back post and front post to create the pattern, the 3D pattern of the actual trees and the other components of the actual Afghan here. And then at the very end there is a border that you put on as well. So I am only about halfway through the trees, and I will show you the yarns that I use in a moment, but I'm just so excited to bring this to you guys. I hope with this color yarn you can see the 3D effect, but you can see the trees are starting to grow. So that's half of it. It's in actual fact this wide. So let me just bring it up close for you one more time so you can see how the back post and the front posts work. Now, of course you need some blocking, as you can imagine, but all of this here is single crochet. Now the way that it presents, there's the back. The way that it shows here, guys, see how it looks like the tree isn't level with the actual, like the rest of the blanket. Bonnie Bay tells us to, have faith and believe that at the end, when we put on our border, that it all works out. So as I said, I'm about 20 odd rows in. of the first panel, which is about halfway. So where am I? I've got all my, see, I like to, that's the beauty of having the written pattern and the chart. You get to refer to it and tick it off as you go. That's how I operate anyway. So I'm up to row number 22. So I'm pretty much halfway through the first panel. As you saw, there are 3 panels, and I am using my beautiful natural color. Love this color, in the USA Spot Saver, which is a worsted weight or a 4 weight or a 10 ply yarn here in Sydney, Australia, and my 6mm hook. So it is a very enjoyable project as you watch it grow, but you need to be focused and you need to be patient because it doesn't grow very fast, as we said. But when you start seeing the 3D branches growing, like the trunk and the branches of the tree, I think that's amazing, and I cannot wait to finish it. Now, being November this year, I don't think you'll see it as an FO, a finished object, until hopefully early 2025. But because I've had this project on my mind for so long, I think it would be amazing to have just draped over the lounge or something like that. I just think it's a beautiful talking piece. I think it's a beautiful way to create something, you know, just from one color yarn, one hook, and you make this amazing, almost like a painting. I just cannot wait to finish it. So I have started it and I'm enjoying it, but boy, did I bite off more than I could chew for this project here. And as I said, it did intimidate me, but now I'm so happy that I've started it. It just needs time. So thank you so much, Erin, for inviting us all to join in. It has been so much fun. Along the way, I've discovered quite a few new creators thanks to this Creator Spotlight. I haven't seen what's coming up for December, who we're going to be showcasing and highlighting, so I'm very, very excited to start the next project. And then we're done, a whole year of this. That is amazing, right? But we still have 1 month to go. So that was my November crafting kitty cow. Now, the next one that I always like to talk about is the Movie Marquee Challenge, which is hosted by our friends Bella at Bella's Crochet Gifts, Heather the Crochet Witch, and Samantha from Amethyst Craftworks. So there's their channels there. And this month was Bella's choice, and the movie was Clue. Now, I tried to find this movie, but unfortunately I couldn't. I even went into JB Hi-Fi, which is a store where we can purchase videos, because I love videos, even though we can watch all these movies, you know, Netflix and other Stan and whatever else. I really wanted to watch this movie because we have a board game here with a similar name, and I just thought it'd be brilliant to have that in my collection, but that's okay. Maybe one day it'll pop up. Now, as you can see, so let's go back to what this cowl is all about. There are lots of colors that we draw inspiration from, and that's the whole idea behind this cowl. Each month, one of the hosts pulls out a movie, and we draw inspiration from the movie poster. Sometimes there are a few movie posters, but this one, I think there was only this one, or maybe a few versions of it. But I just love that this one had the greens and the yellows and the oranges and the tans and the blues, blacks, white, red. So there was a little bit more variety in this one than the previous ones, which really did excite me. And then I had to think of the colors that I had in my stash. And there was one particular yarn that I wanted to use that I had a few of, so I actually went and bought some more, and this is what I've based my whole blanket on, because that's what I'm doing. I'm making a blanket for each month. 95% of, or 90% of them are for donations, but this one I'm keeping for myself, and I will talk to you about why. So this is the first one. So this is called Woodland. I love, see, as you can see, I love all the colors in here. Oh my gosh, this yarn has got beautiful, beautiful colors in it. So I thought this would be the yarn that I match all the other yarns to, but I did and ah about which project to do. Again, procrastinating to start this project. This is why it is an whip, not an FO, but it will be an FO before we know it. Once I got started though, I couldn't stop myself. So I decided, after thinking about maybe a ripple blanket or a star blanket, I just landed on making some, what are they called, the squares? Sunburst granny squares, and I'm going to join them all up together. I have made a total of 64 squares, and I worked out that it's about 20 minutes per square for me. So that's over 21 hours worth of making these squares, and I will show them to you up close, the color combinations that I did. So now I have to work out which order I'm going to put them in, and then I'll do a little border around it as well. But the colors that I matched up to this are this gorgeous color here, which I absolutely love, wine. So that's the red component. They're very, very floppy, but you'll be able to see them better together when I show you the squares. And then there's this beautiful color here, peacock. So that's like the bluey component in the poster. And then we have my all-time favorite, which is pumpkin. And these are all Spot Saver yarns. So the Spot Saver USA style 10-ply yarn, which I love using to make blankets. It is just, you know, you use a 6mm hook with it. It is very readily available here. We don't have that many colors, but what we do have are beautiful. But there's still one yarn that I've included in this beautiful, beautiful blanket, and this is the reason why I am keeping this one for myself. I also incorporated, which I think is a perfect match, this beautiful red heart yarn in the color, and I've written it down, Frosty Green, which was gifted to me by our friends KK and Kristen over at K&K Crochet. Now these are huge floppy balls here. The pumpkin is quite new because I did go through a whole ball of each and a little bit of the others. So here you can see I've got all the squares. They do need their ends sewn in, but that's okay. That's going to happen. So let me show you the combinations. So for each color, I incorporated, so I made the sunburst granny in the sunburst like a flower in the middle, and then I trimmed it in the woodland. And then I did the reverse for each color. So you can see that that's the wine. And then this is the peacock. Now, I'm not holding them very well, but they do square off very, very nicely. Look at the ends just in the way, guys. That's the peacock. I love this one, the pumpkin. And the misty green. Oh, sorry, the frosty green. Here they are here. How wonderful is that, that it was just by chance, by luck, that KK and Kristen gifted me this beautiful color in Happy Mail, and it was the perfect addition to this blanket because I couldn't find a green that I really liked to add to this blanket to match the woodland yarn, and there it was. So these are the 8 squares that I'll be using, 8 of each, and now I'm going to work out what order to put them in. So it'll be 8 by 8. Being 64 squares. So that is my project for November, the blanket that I'll be creating for the Movie Marquee Challenge, and that was a lot of fun. Now again, I don't know which movie poster will get the inspiration for December. I think it might be Samantha's choice from memory, but whoever it is, we're going to, you know, draw inspiration from that poster and carry on with the project. It will be another blanket, and that blanket will be going to donation for my donation drive for next year. Now, the next 2 are amigurumi cows. Well, actually the next 3. So the next 2 are some amigurumi cows that I've joined in. And the reason why I love cows, and I think we all are so drawn to them, is because of the community feel. Now, we've said that many, many times, but it is so, so true. It just brings us all together and also introduces us to new friends along the way, which I absolutely love. Now, the very first one that I'll talk to you about, which is an amigurumi cow, is the hashtag crochet, where is it? Amigurumi World Tour 2024, which is hosted by our friend Cassandra over at Craftably Ever After. And all the makes are from this Whimsical Stitches book by Lauren Espy. So Cassandra had this book in her collection, and one day she had this bright idea that she would send 2 books around the world, hence Amigurumi World Tour 2024. One has gone all through the USA because there are so many people in the USA that wanted to join in, and then the other one has gone all the way around the world, called the International Journey, and it's going to land here in Sydney, Australia at the very end with me, and I will be creating the very last project in this book. So wow, I wonder if it's going to be one with so many parts or just a few. Whatever it is, regardless, I always say this, I'm going to be making it. And then both books go back to Cassandra, and everybody that receives the book writes a little blurb in there, and then off it goes to the next person. Cassandra also has a blog, and she has been like, she's got journal pages, and she's been adding every single make that everyone around the world sends into her. So whatever the project was, she's got pages and pages of beautiful projects from everybody. So go along, if you haven't already looked at that, and have a little look and see how much talent, crochet and amigurumi talent, there is around the world amongst our yarny community. So the one that I made for November was the cupcake, and here it is here in the book. There are two sizes. You don't have to make both. If time permits, of course, you can. So I made the smaller one. So let me just pop it down here. Now I once again use the same Spot Saver yarn that I showed you before, and I do use my 4mm hook here. And I made the cupcake here. Now, let me take it out of its little cup case there. Is that what they're called? Patty pan. So you can see there is the base and all the sprinkles on the top. And it was a fun and easy make. Now this one I did sew on together because there were only 2 pieces. So that's one more that I can say that I can tick off from this world tour. I am about 3 or 4 behind, but that's okay. There is plenty of time to catch up, and there is no pressure at all involved with this cal, which is one of the attractions as well. So thank you so much, Cassandra, for inviting us all to join you in this very, very fun world tour. And I always love seeing other people, what they've made, their interpretation, how creative they get at presenting them in photos. It's just been so much fun. Now, the next crochet along that I'm involved in, that's amigurumi, is hosted by our friend Sally over at Nanny Moon's Crochet, and it is the Crochet Donut Cal 2024. Now again, this is a stress-free cal that anybody and everyone can join in. And the beauty of this month is, oh, hold on, before I tell you which projects, which little donuts we made. So what Sally does, each week she pulls out a donut from her big bag of balls with all the donut names on there, and we have the opportunity to make them. Now this month, the 2 that I made are on the cover here. So there's this little alien and the little snail right there. So they were very, very cute, I have to say. Now for all of them, again, I use my Spot Saver yarn and a 4mm hook for those as well. And here they are here, guys. Here's my little alien. They're both missing a mouth, I've just realized, but that's okay. I keep saying I'm going to pop them on there, but I really do forget after I put them in their little container. They have got goggly eyes, all of them. And as you can see, there's the donut base, very, very basic, all of them. They have the same base, pretty much the same icing. You pick and choose your colors and add the little bits to make them, you know, personalize them to their little character. I like his little antenna. Now, I didn't go with green. Most people think aliens are green. Reason being, I think aliens can be any color, and I did have another few green little donuts. I wanted to change it up. Here was a lot of fun to make. Not very many pieces, but I did glue them on, and he makes it a very quick project that way. And then I made the little snail. I think that she is adorable. I did position her when I glued, because I glued the pieces together so that she faces the front a bit more. Again, she's missing a smile. And instead of flowers, I put little butterfly buttons on her, so that way it looks like they've landed on her while they're sunning themselves on a beautiful summer's day. So they were my little donuts for the month of November. And again, Sally, thank you so much for inviting us to join in. I absolutely love them. Now this one that we've got to make next is a toucan. I'm hoping that I make it. It's all about time, guys. So eventually I'd like to go back to that book and make them all, because I think they would be such a fun basket full of donuts for little children to play with, you know, for counting games and matching games and other games like that. Now, as I've said previously, I am not giving these to little children. They'll be 5 and over. That's why, you know, having the components that are glued on or not safety eyes, you know, like I mean crocheted eyes and things like that, or embroidered eyes, it's not a concern. But of course you always have to supervise children when they play. Now the next one that's also an amigurumi crochet along just popped out of the blue in November. So it was called Nautical November Cal, and it had 3 beautiful hosts. Now they are Cassandra over Craftably Ever After, Lee at Lee Mac, and Pamela at Ginger Cat Crochet. Now they're beautiful, beautiful ladies, and if you haven't met them, I'd be very surprised. But if you haven't, go across and say hello. You should see the amazing makes, not only that they made, but everyone that joined in. And like I said, it just popped up in November, had to join in, and I managed to make 2 out of the 5 weeks that it ran for. And the very first one is, and I've been wanting to make this seahorse for over a year. So I finally had the opportunity to make him. Now look at that. Oh my goodness, is he not adorable? And of course he's got the goggly eyes because I actually love them. Now he came out of it, look, you can see the little eyeball shaking there. Now he came out of a kit called Knitty Critters, and it is blanket yarn, which I absolutely love to work with, and an 8mm hook. Now this is the hook that came with the kit in actual fact, and it actually was very easy to use with this yarn. Now if you want to see a little bit more about the kit, I do have it in my playlist, crochet kit reviews, so you might want to go across and see that. But otherwise he was made using blanket yarn, and the pattern came from that kit. Now the next one that I made for the same cow was my little mermaid. Now I have been wanting to make a mermaid for a very long time. She's a free pattern on the Premier website. I just love her hair. She's got beads in her hair and beads around her neck. She's got little beads that go like they're the spaces when you're making jewelry. She does have her cosy on, her beautiful tail, and there's all this hair. There's the back of her cosy there. And can you see her necklace? Now, she doesn't have a smile either. Maybe that's what she needs. Anyway, she's also made with blanket yarn, and all the blanket yarn that you see here, I got in millions here in Sydney, Australia, and I used an 8mm hook. In actual fact, the same 8mm hook for like I use for our seahorse. So I was so happy to join in because it gave me that little nudge that I needed to create 2 projects that I've been wanting to make for so long. So thank you, Cassandra, Lee and Pamela, for hosting such a fun and pop-up cow that we all joined in, and we really do appreciate the invitation. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is our cow, hashtag Crochet Through the Decades Cow 2024. November was all about the 1980s. The entries have since closed, so since midnight last night, the 30th of November, I believe all the entries are in, which means sometime this week I'll bring you the video where we get to vote, and then shortly after that the winner of the November 1980s component of the cow, and then the 2 overall winners. So I'm so excited about that, guys, and there are some amazing entries. Thank you everyone for joining in. And the other thing that happened today, which is the 1st of December, is the Hobie Advent Cow for 2024. The first project has been released. So I need to get cracking and start on that because I need to finish it before week 2 is released next week. So I'm going to get started on that, and of course I'll be sharing that with you. So I think that's a wrap, guys. I think that's everything that I needed to talk to you about today. It has been so much fun. If time permitted, I would join in every cow. I always say that, and I think that would be amazing if we could do that because we learn new stitches, new creators, new projects, we challenge ourselves, we have fun along the way, the community feel is there, we make new yarny friends. Everything about crochet alongs just excites me, and there is only 1 more month to go of our SuperCALafragalistic cows for 2024. So look out for that video. It will be coming to you soon. I've got so many things to discover now because, you know, crafting kitty, movie marquee, all like the creator spotlight, you know, what are they going to be? I know a few of the things for the whimsical stitches and the crochet donut buddies cow. Our cow's coming to an end for the 1980s. Oh my goodness, it's just all going to really wrap up for the end of the year next month. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope you're all keeping well, and until I see you all very soon, take care everyone. Bye bye for now.